Hello, my name is Karina and this is my perfume map. Today I have 10 patchouli perfumes for your consideration. I have been looking for patchoulis lately. I mentioned in my last couple videos that there's just always this thing where I think like I've got to find the best patchouli. And my history of patchouli started back in the 90s. There was this time when I was still a teenager when I went to a Grateful Dead concert. And I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area when the Grateful Dead were still playing a lot, and they played a ton at the Oakland Coliseum. And it was kind of just like a rite of passage. I think like all kids probably go to a Dead show if you're from the Bay Area. When I went, it was right at this time where I was kind of like realizing that I was sort of like disillusioned with my options as an adult. My friends were getting ready to go to college. I was having a hard time kind of figuring out like what I wanted to do. I just didn't know what was out there. And anyway, I remember going to this Dead show, and when I got to the parking lot, there were people who were like living in like their vans or buses, and they were like selling grilled cheese sandwiches. And I was like, I have never heard of this grilled cheese sandwich lifestyle that I could live. And then there was like women with like long hair, and like they had these like really long patchwork dresses. Some of them were kind of like open in the back, and they had like appliques on them, and they're selling these dresses that they made. And I was just like, I have never considered that I could just sell patchwork dresses. You know, there were just all these things that I became aware of at the Dead show. And one of the things that I became aware of was patchouli, because you would smell like a patchouli essential oil, people wearing it, people using it to like maybe cover up other smells, or people just being into it. And I feel like patchouli is really kind of a counterculture scent to me. Nowadays, there's all kinds of patchouli. It's in all kinds of perfumes. It's always been in all kinds of perfumes, in vintage perfumes, in, you know, kind of like hippie, grungy perfumes, and in very like high-end Chanel perfumes too. So I just thought I would talk about some perfumes that I have that are kind of patchouli centric. Honestly, it's hard for me to pick out a fragrance in my collection that has absolutely no patchouli. I could probably do that video too. But all of these have patchouli, and I feel like the patchouli is really recognizable, even though there's some different kinds here. So the first one I want to show you is, I just have a sample of it, and this is Eau Capitale EDP from Diptyque. I've talked about this before because I think this smells very similar to Jean Couture Coriander, except the dry down is very different. I realized that after wearing Eau Capitale a few times. The dry down of Coriander is very musky, ambery, and the dry down of Eau Capitale is very patchouli-like, and I love the patchouli that's in this. So this has rose and bergamot, pink pepper, moss, and patchouli. It's very much a chypre. It starts out very sweet. It's a very sweet rose and bergamot. But the dry down is like this really beautiful green patchouli. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can see it. Yeah, Eau Capitale. I got this from Scent Split. This is just a 1 ml, and I prefer those. They last forever. These caps are better than atomizers. I just don't go through my samples quick enough to want an atomizer. I like dabbers. Yeah, so this has I'm not to the dry down in what I'm sniffing now, but I know the dry down has a very classy green smelling patchouli, and Eau Capitale is now on my list. I have two from Diptyque I want to get. I want to get L'Eau Papier because I just love that scent, and then I also want to get Eau Capitale. I thought I wanted Tempo, which is another patchouli scent from Diptyque, but I don't know. I have some thoughts on that. Maybe I'll bring it up when I talk about a different perfume. The next one is Chanel Coromandel. Wait, that's not what that is. Right here. Chanel Coromandel. This is just a little sample that I bought on eBay. And yeah, this is a beautiful, it does open with a lot of citrus. but it does dry down into, again, kind of a greenish patchouli. It has top notes of bitter orange, citrus, and neroli, patchouli, orris root, rose, and jasmine, white chocolate, benzoin, amber, olibanum, incense, woody notes, and musk. The only thing that stops this from going on my wish list is it smells so much like Jessica Simpson Fancy Nights. I mean, if you can get your hands on that, that is also a really good patchouli. I didn't include it today just because I wanted to show a couple other celebrity scents. But I mean, people love Coromandel, and I can see why. It's so pretty. It's just, I know, of like a kind of a cheapy alternative. But what a pretty patchouli. It doesn't smell counterculture at all. It smells very classy. The next one I have is a celebrity scent, and this is Paris Hilton Luxe Rush. This is a really interesting fragrance. It smells more expensive than it is because I think I paid $12 for this bottle. This has patchouli, but it also has bergamot, peony, tiger lily, tuberose, frangipani, and the base notes are patchouli, milk mousse, and sandalwood. This came out in 2019. So the milk mousse and patchouli is really what you smell. I don't really get peony or tiger lily, maybe some tuberose, but it's almost like a gourmand patchouli, not like in the way Angel is, but just a very creamy, milky patchouli. I think that if you even if you don't like patchouli, you might like this, although I've seen people call this a patchouli bomb, like in reviews. I wouldn't say that, but you definitely smell patchouli, and it's a very modern patchouli. Like there's kind of this like texture almost to modern patchoulis, which is like almost like a leathery smelling patchouli, like a leathery kind of chewy patchouli, and that's in this. So that's Luxe Rush by Paris Hilton. The next one is really the only one you probably need if you want like an old school patchouli. This is Reminiscence Patchouli, and this came out in 1970. So this is just fully the real deal. And it's like patchouli and labdanum and vanilla, but it's a really dry, earthy, cakey, botanical garden kind of patchouli. And what I love about this one is it's definitely like smells like a counterculture patchouli, but it doesn't smell like it doesn't make me think about like dreadlocks and bongo drums and stuff like that. It makes me think of like a patchouli you would wear in a library. This just smells smart and classy and earthy. It's just really, it's kind of like it's almost like a professor's patchouli or something like that. But it's really good. Every time I smell this, I just think like, it's silly that I keep looking for more patchoulis because I already feel like I have the best one, and it's this one. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem available right now. I don't know if that means it's discontinued, but I want to say I got this for around $45 a few years ago, and now it's going for like $160. So, I mean, I don't know if I would pay that for this. But if you see it at a good price, if you see it for like under $80, I think it is worth it because it's just a really good, real kind of bohemian smelling patchouli. The next one I have is I never hear anybody talk about this fragrance, but I think it's really underrated. This is 21 Bonaparte by Vicky Teal. I bought this a few years ago. It makes me think of Christmas. Maybe it's because I got it around Christmas, but I also think it smells like Christmas. So if you want a Christmassy patchouli, this is it. The top notes are black currant, star anise, mandarin orange. It's got tuberose, gardenia, jasmine sambac, and the base notes are patchouli, vanilla, and sandalwood. This is a very, like, I don't know, there's something about this patchouli that smells like pine trees to me. In fact, my son, one of the first times I ever wore this, he came into the living room and he said, "What smells like weird chocolate Christmas trees?" And I was like, "Oh, that must be my perfume." And it definitely has that. I've read that people say that this doesn't last. I think that this lasts forever, especially if you end up getting it on your clothing. It will last on your clothing absolutely forever until you wash it. But it's a very sweet tuberosy patchouli, but there's just something very piney about it. And this is like $10. I just checked, and you can still get a bottle of this for $10 on, I think, on both FragranceNet and eBay for sure. There's $10 bottles. So I don't know. I think it's worth checking out. Not everybody's gonna love this, but if you like patchouli and you've got $10 to blow, like, I think it's pretty good. The next one is pretty new to me, and I'm really pleased with this purchase. This is a travel size of Cher 60 Couture. So this is by Cher, or put out under the Cher brand, you know, the singer. And I saw some reviews that people said they got this at the Dollar Tree. I did not get it at the Dollar Tree, but I did see 1 ounce bottles on eBay and FragranceNet for $10. This is really good. You know what this reminds me of is Diptyque Tempo. It has that same type of patchouli, which is like almost like like, this is not gonna sound good, but it's like there's a certain patchouli that kind of smells like chocolate mushroom to me. And that's what this has. Like a very, very, very modern smelling patchouli. I've also read that people say this doesn't last. I think it lasts. I mean, I have this theory that the more you spray, the more likely you are to go anosmic to something, because I only spray 1 to 2 sprays, and I usually can smell my perfumes like all day. And I just think there's something to it. I think if you burn out your nose on something with like 20, 30 sprays, you probably can't smell it, but everyone else around you can. I don't really see the benefit of that, but this smells really good. This smells like a 60s couture patchouli. If you can find this one for like $10, I would get it. I bought 2 of these travel sprays for like $11 before I realized I could get a 1 ounce for $10. But I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I could have gotten a better deal, that's what I'm telling you. But this smells really, really good. I also think that it just looks nice. I think the travel sprays kind of look nice. And I have no idea why it's so cheap. I have no idea why it was over at Dollar Tree. I didn't see it at Dollar Tree. But I'm gonna look harder for perfumes the next time I go there, just to see if there's something else like that. The next one I have this is Intensified by the Dua brand. They do, inspired by fragrances. The reason why I got this one, well, there's a couple reasons. One is this is supposed to be their interpretation of Purple Patchouli by Tom Ford, which has been discontinued. And I always wanted to smell that because people say that Passion by Elizabeth Taylor smells like purple patchouli. This is a very modern smelling patchouli. Sometimes I like this and sometimes I don't. It's also like, I don't know if it's the Duo brand or this type of patchouli, but this is like absolutely the strongest thing ever, and it lasts forever, and it's very linear and it's very flat, like a lot of modern fragrances. It's just, this goes on and on and on and on, and it always smells exactly the same. This is a very like patchouli vetiver-y smell. It's got patchouli, amber, jasmine, Peru balsam, and vetiver. It's very chewy, kind of leathery. I don't pick up any kind of sweetness whatsoever, and it's super strong. The second reason why I bought this is because I had a very good coupon for on Macari that was like $15 off, and then this person was selling this for like $19, and then like with shipping and everything, I think I paid like $12 for it, and it was pretty full. So I thought that was a good deal. I like this fragrance, but I don't wear it that much. I mostly just wear it around the house. Let's see. Oh, the next one is Psychedelique I just talked about this one, I think. This is very similar to Patchouli by Reminiscence. If I remember right, I should try to find that paper. I think this is sweeter. I think that's what I get from Psychedelique, is like a sweeter, and it must be like rose, the rose and geranium and the vanilla. There's just certain notes in it that are sweeter, but the patchouli itself is really similar. Yeah, they're really, really close. I think that the Reminiscence Patchouli wins, but a lot of people love Psychedelique. And to be fair, I don't have the same experience with it because I don't have like, I don't have a big bottle that I can spray. I haven't worn this like 20 times. But this is from 2011. And I got my sample from Scent Split. If you can get like a 20% off at Scent Split, then the samples I think are worth it. I would check. I've been able to get a better deal on samples going through eBay and using this guy who sells, like real carded samples. If you compare it like ml to ml, I usually get a way better deal with this guy. But sometimes on a small quantity, Scent Split is better, especially if you can get a coupon. I don't have any code to offer you or anything like that, but sometimes other people do. But they don't usually have very good ones. It's like 10%. You can get 10% anytime, but sometimes you can get 20%, and those are the ones to go for. This next one I have is Patchouli 24 from Le Labo, and I got this in a lot of samples that I bought on Shop Goodwill, and this is a crazy patchouli. I mean, this is almost like pushing the boundaries when it comes to patchouli, because this smells like if you've ever been to a museum, like a living history museum where they have like a blacksmithing or like a leather tannery like thing, and they put scents in there so you can like really make it more like of a 4D experience. This is so weird. I like the smell, but like I would never want to smell like this. So it's got patchouli, birch, and styrax and vanilla. People in comments and reviews say it smells like Minecraft, which I think is super funny because my kids have told me that they think patchouli smells like Minecraft. But this is like total Minecraft. Like maybe if you're gonna go to the Minecraft movie, you could wear Patchouli 24 because it just smells like you started a fire with some flint and you're burning wool and wood, and I don't know, it's just very lava-ish. Your house just got covered in lava. Your farm animals are being cooked in lava. It's pretty intense. I can smell the vanilla as it dries down. I don't know who wears this in real life, but it's almost like it smells like a scent you would use to scent something, like a theme. It does not smell like a perfume. It's really crazy. It's probably my least likely to buy from Le Labo for sure. And then I have this to show you from Avon. There's a lot of Avon patchoulis, but I decided to pick this one out because when you look at this on Fragrantica, it shows the old bottle, and then when you look at it on Parfumo, it shows the new bottle, but it gives the notes for the old bottle. This has been reformulated. This Classics collection, it's not the same as the old Candid. I would love to smell the old Candid. The old Candid, I think, is more sandalwood, but this is sparkling bergamot, blooming tuberose, and sensual patchouli. This is coming right from the box. I don't know if that's readable. Candid with sparkling bergamot, blooming tuberose, and sensual patchouli. This is definitely a patchouli scent. I really like it. It smells to me like patchouli laundry detergent, and I know it's the tuberose that's doing that, but this is super good. It smells like Mackie with patchouli. It has that same kind of bubblegummy laundry tuberose with patchouli. This is excellent. Every time I wear this, I think like I smell amazing. I smell clean, but I smell a little bit, it's a little interesting. This is a very, very good fragrance from Avon. and you can get it for under $15. You're not going to get a sandalwood fragrance like the old one. The old one says like sandalwood and bergamot, and it might say patchouli too, but this is definitely patchouli and tuberose. That's really all I smell. I don't even really get bergamot, but it's gorgeous. It's like if I could have a laundry detergent that smelled like that, I would definitely get it. And then the last thing, this is actually number 11, but it's a little extra. I just want to show you because I put in another order from the Scent for You. And what I ordered, one of the things I ordered was the Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli. I told you I smelled this at Sephora, and I was just like, I'll just get a little dupe, you know, for now. And this was actually a more expensive oil from the Scent for You. Most of their oils are $2.50, and they only require $10 to get free shipping. It's from Gary, Indiana. I have like very much a soft spot for Gary, Indiana. This one is supposed to be inspired by Kayali's Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli. But I don't know if this is right. I have to go smell it again because what this smells like to me is a green shampoo with patchouli. And then the dry down actually kind of smells like angel to me. So does that Vanilla Royale smell like angel to you guys if you have it? But all that said, I don't care because I really like this. This smells very good to me. A very green shampoo-y patchouli, which I would also love to have that in a shampoo. That would be great. Anyway, yeah, the Scent for You. This one was $10. Most of their oils are $2.50. I ordered a couple other ones, and a couple of the other ones are really good too. So I might make a video on those soon. Anyway, this is my patchouli selection for the day. I have many more patchoulis. Please tell me what your favorite patchouli is down in the comments. Tell me if you're going to try any of these. Tell me if there's some I should try. Even if they're very expensive patchoulis, I'm willing to check those out. I'll get a sample or something if I can. And I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye. Subscribe.